We have more war heroes per capita on Guam than anywhere else in the nation. We pay. But you know, that's enough of the bad things. Let's talk about some good stuff, right? The good stuff is we still have cops on the road. Which is a miracle in and of itself. But the good thing is, folks, A, you got me elected. That was super important. And hopefully I've done the job that you asked me to do. And I've tried my very hardest to make sure I got up and fight for us and our families. B, we're going to keep winning. All of a sudden, my colleagues are signing on to the bills that change people's lives. All of a sudden, they're starting to vote with me on bills that are going to improve your standard of living. They're going to improve health care. They're going to improve wages. And we've got some very important bills still coming up. And it's going to take each and every one of you to get involved. Bill 180, which gives everybody that works for the government of Guam a $10,880 raise. That's still coming. But in order to convince these other guys, that, and you know, there's 14 other people in the legislature, in order to convince them to vote yes, it's going to take you doing your job. You got to make the phone calls, you got to go on the website, and you got to email. The same thing with sick leave. Now, how many people here are GovGuam employees? We got a few, right? So, now fortunately, when I introduced the bill, it was 203, I believe. Yeah, 203, that gives us, fortunately somebody knows the numbers of these things, that gives what do I call it? The Working Family Health Leave Act, right? It gives paid sick leave for private sector employees in the same ratio of GovGuam employees, but it did something for GovGuam employees as well. What it did is said, you could stay home with your child if you're sick. You could stay home if you're sick for 7 days without getting a doctor's note, right? Now, why is that important? Just because we think that all GovGuam workers are slackers and we need to let them stay home just for the hell of it? No, of course not. Because the CDC, the Center for Disease Control in the United States, said, look, if you've got the flu, you need to be able to stay home for 7 days. Because if you don't, what are you going to do? You're going to go to work and infect your co-workers. If you're a teacher, you're going to go to work and infect your students. If you work in a hotel, you're going to go to work and like clean the room and then like wipe your nose and touch a doorknob. It's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. That's how pandemics spread. Now, who's going to fight this bill? The rich and the powerful that care about immediate profits over the long-time care of our island, right? They don't care if a pandemic breaks out. They'll worry about that in next quarter's profit margins. What is important is what our families are going to do and how we're going to survive and live a better life. You know what happens if a pandemic breaks out on Guam? They're going to shut down the bases, they're going to lock us down, and they're going to let us all die while they protect themselves. All the airports will close. God, what a depressing speech. Let me get on a better speech. Let's not talk about the bad stuff. Let's talk about the good stuff. The good stuff is on November 14th, we're going to celebrate my birthday at the Cliff Hotel. And I'm not going to tell you how old I am because I can't count that high at this point. And we're going to have a great time. It's going to be the working class ball. And so that all of our families can go and have a good time. We can dress up. It's only going to cost you $20. The Cliff Hotel is beautiful. Their ballroom, it's got a gorgeous view of Agana. And that should be a lot of fun. I hope everybody shows up and comes out. Bring your friends, your family. It should be a really good time. And we're going to do our best to do it.
Tickets are on sale at the front.
And tickets are on sale at the front. Thank my wife, my best cheerleader. You got to love it. And besides, her picture's on the ticket where she looks lovely in her dress. That ticket was from the Obama inauguration. It was a good time. That's going to be a good time. We're going to be moving forward with the agenda that we have. It's not that complicated, folks. We know how to build economies that work for all of our families. And it's not by giving all the money to the people up top and hoping that it'll tinkle down on our heads. That's called Reaganomics. And it doesn't work. We know what works. You put money in workers' pockets, they spin it in our economy, the economy grows. Now, I would like to take credit for this term, but it was Right Wing Talk Radio that gave it to me. That's called Rectornomics. Yeah, Rectornomics say that we pay you more money, we grow the economy. Rectornomics say if we give you good health care so you go to the doctor before you get sick, it builds our economy and we have a healthier economy and a healthier island. Rectornomics say if you get a good retirement plan, someday you'll be able to retire and then you'll be able to participate in our economy again. Rectornomics say we all live a decent life and you make enough money. If you go to work for 8 hours a day, you should earn enough money to raise your family. It is not too much to ask. And now you're tired of listening to me jabber on, you want to go on to the raffle and the band. Thank you all for coming out. This is how we win. When we work together, we raise money. You know these guys are going to attack me nonstop. I mean, fortunately, it gives me a lot of free press. But I'll bet you come next election, they're going to spend close to $100,000 to keep me out of office. And they're going to be really shocked because we're going to kick their ass and we're going to put not just me in, but a couple more progressive candidates in. And we're going to win, and we're going to win, and we're going to win for our families. We're going to make an economy that works for each and every one of us. Thank you so much for coming out. Have a great night.